All right, Algebra 2, welcome back, guys. Section 6 today, Chapter 7. This is all about the natural base e. Okay, we're going to be getting into natural logs and then base e. Okay, otherwise known as the natural exponential. Okay, all this stuff sounds, I don't know, either really fancy or maybe confusing, or whatever you're thinking. But this section actually is pretty easy. Okay, so we're getting into a slightly new concept, but it all is still connected with logarithms. Okay, so this is natural base e. This is, let's see. All right, this guy right here, we'll zoom in. This symbol right here, the ln, that's natural log. And if you have your calculators, you're going to find the ln button again on the far left column, directly below the log button. Okay, so placed where it should be. You have log, underneath it is natural log. And then what I also would like for you to find is the button that has E. So you're going to notice that's written in yellow on most of these calculators, and it is written in yellow directly above the natural log button. So when you want to have access to the, let's see, to E, which you're going to find, that's going to be second natural log button. Okay, so all of that stuff you're going to want to still know. Okay, the location of these buttons is going to be vital because you're going to be using them so much when it comes time for your test. All right, so in terms of our notes today, guys, we don't have a lot, which is good. Okay, so everything I'm going to want you to write down is right here on this page. When it comes to notes, we have a few example problems to do directly below this. So if you guys could go ahead and take the time to copy down everything you see here. This one part, when you get down here, that's the compounded interest. Okay, we're going to do one example problem that goes with the compounded interest, and this is our equation right here for that. Okay, so A stands for the compounded total amount. P, again, is still your principal, so that's the amount of money that you start with. E right here, this is a constant. This is like a button that you're going to be pushing. Okay, R is still your rate, but don't forget your rate has to be converted to a decimal. And then T is still just standing for your time, and that's going to be given in years. Okay, so basically we kind of just shorten this to A equals PERT, and that is this equation right here. There we go. And then again, as I was saying, make sure you find the ln, natural log key. Make sure you find the e to the x key, which I give you right here. It's done by pressing second natural log. There you go. All right, let's jump into our example problems. The first one here, it's just graphing. All right, use the calculator. I've already given you the graph right there. So if you plug this in, go into your F equals key, the upper left, and then you're going to need to push the second natural log to have access to the e to the power of x. They're just going to say e, and you need to plug in x, and make sure you close the parenthesis because you only want to have the x as the exponent. All right. This -3 part right here, you don't want inside the parentheses. You want to have that separate outside the parentheses, and then hit graph, and you're going to find that you should get a graph just like this right here. It's going to go through the y-axis at -2, and I gave you a little point right here. You're going to notice that it doesn't actually cross the x-axis at +1. It's really close, but it doesn't fully cross it right there. Okay, that's our example problem for 1, graphing, simple enough, just plugging it into the calculator. Okay, now let's get into some simplifying. This is quite nice, all right? So when you are simplifying, natural log connected to E, which is our natural exponential, they cross each other out. So this is one of those real nice properties here where if you notice, again, natural log connected right next to the natural exponential, they cross each other out, simplifying to just 3.2. So real easy. If you remember the properties, these work out very nicely. All right, let's take a look at the third one here. All right, if you notice something set up like this, where you have your natural exponential brought to the power of a natural log, that's real nice because they will cross each other out, but there's a step you need to take before. If you notice you have a coefficient in front of your natural log, you need to take this 2 and bring it over here and put it back to the power of 2. You remember when we were doing that, I think this goes back to section 4 or 5. So I think this is the power property, and we're going to take this 2 and bring it right up here so that it's going to be brought to the power of 2. When you do that, that allows you to cross that out. Then you can go and take care of the natural exponential, natural log. These guys will cross each other out, leaving you with just x squared. That's what this simplifies to, is just x squared. Okay, so first step, move that coefficient 2, bring it up to the power, then allow the natural exponential to cross out with the natural log, and everything's all good there. All right, let's take a look at the fourth example problem here. All right, something you're going to notice again, real nice, natural log directly next to the natural exponential, they will cross each other out. And if that's the case and they cross each other out, then you are simply left with this right here as your answer, x plus 4y. That is your answer. All right, real quick, remember the properties and these problems become very simple, real straightforward. All right, here is our fifth example problem. This is the last one we have here for the day. This is the A equals PERT equation. And so remember that A equals P E to the power R multiplied by T. So there's our PERT. All right. Now plug this directly into the calculator. Don't mess around with this. This is very simple, especially if you, again, remember you have a natural exponential button. So what I've laid out for you is we have $100 invested. That's your principal. That's what you start with. 3.5%, that's your R. Convert it to a decimal. 8 years, that is your T right there. And then use the E to the power of X key by plugging R right there, plugging in T right here, plugging in P equals 100 right here. Work all of that out, and you should get a value for A. This is in dollars here, $132. And then if we round it, 31 cents. Okay, so again, remember the equation. Remember, you can use your calculator, plug in the values where they belong. And if you do it the right way, you should be getting that your compounded interest is about $132.31. That's it, guys. Short, sweet, right to the point there. All right, you guys have a good one. Ask me questions if you got them, and we will see you in the next video.